The ongoing conversation on the topics of the day, which can be news, politics, economy, social media trends, jobs, COVID, Russia, Ukraine. There's a myriad of topics that could come up, though we do try to keep it as local as possible, Tampa Bay-centric and Florida-centric. And a lot's been happening with the Florida legislature over the last, couple of months as they just wrapped up their 60-day legislative session a couple of weeks ago. But one of the things we also added a couple of weeks ago was a business roundup conversation, business and marketing. And we're welcoming in different people from within the Beasley Media Group Corporation. Our general manager and market manager, Steve Triple, will be coming by, some of the various sales managers, and we're having Jay Mulligan, who is one of our general sales managers, back in the studio to continue the discussion we had a couple of weeks ago about some of the challenges that businesses are facing. And I think you wanted to start with, Jay, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I think you wanted to start with recruitment, didn't you? Some of the recruitment issues that people are continuing to face.
Yeah, so, this segment is geared towards conversations we're having on a weekly basis with advertisers.
Right.
And some of the challenges we're seeing. And one of the things that keeps coming up is recruitment. So recruitment and also supply issues is a big thing. So I was...
In one of the, when we listen to Ken Coleman, who we also carry on this radio station, part of the Dave Ramsey family, he's talking about what a hot job market this is right now. Is that why one of the reasons recruitment is so difficult? Because of the options that the workforce currently has?
That's part of it. There are a lot of options. And I think it depends on the industry, too.
Right.
In particular, this week, I was talking to a home service business. He's got 5 sales jobs open, and really the revenue potential is unlimited for them.
Right.
And he can't fill the positions. So we're trying to figure out a good strategy to help them fill that. And I'm hearing that from multiple home service categories is that the recruitment issue is a big thing. And we're trying to pinpoint exactly why they're having a hard time finding them. But it remains an issue. And then also with that same business, another issue they're having is supply too. So they're getting hit from both ends. They're waiting on manufacturers to give them more materials.
Right.
But then when they have the supply, they need the people to go out there to kind of install them. They also need salespeople to go out and sell their product as well.
So it's a balancing act for some of the businesses when they have to have employees ready to go, but sometimes they don't have the product. Then when they get the product, they don't have the employees.
Right.
So it can be a very difficult tightrope to walk business-wise.
Absolutely.
Well, I think one of the great things that we're going to be able to address for businessmen and women here in the Tampa Bay area by doing this segment, and we're going to do it every Friday, right at the top of the 11 o'clock hour, is that you have the benefit of being able to speak to not only hundreds, but collectively through our workforce, thousands of businesses, as we try to help them find their solutions, which isn't always selling their product. In this case, we're discussing the issues that businesses face with recruitment. So as we come up with these solutions, we'll be able to bring them to the show and share them with everybody. It's a little extra bonus.
Absolutely. Yes. So, in this situation, recruitment is you have to let people know what you have to offer and why you would be different to work for than similar type businesses. That might come from different bonus structures that you have, different flexibility schedules you may have, and you have to craft that message and then figure out the best way to deliver that to the market. One of the things that we do, and we do that for ourselves here as well. So Beasley Media Group, we're constantly looking to hire people as well. And we use our own resources a lot of times to do that.
Well, of course we do, because they work. We use, and we have the myriad of platforms. And trust me, I know that we have jobs in all departments all year long because we constantly have job postings up on the board over by, the employee area. And then I go and I check online to see what we're currently offering, not just here locally, but nationwide with our infrastructure. And then we use the radio platform on air. We use our digital platforms online. We use social media, and they're very successful for us. And we're trying to do that for our customers as well, the business owners.
Yes. So one of the things with recruitment as well as with marketing is consistency. So you want to have that message consistently out there, especially when you're recruiting, because in this day and age, you might need to pull from competitors. Right. So you're going to hit these guys when they're commuting or when they're on job sites, particular for the home service category, and you're planting that seed. Hey, listen, we have openings over here. We're a company that you would want to work for. You might want to utilize some of your current employees to do testimonials on your advertisements to show what kind of work environment it is that you're supplying your workers. Another thing, by the way, that's also good for retention. Retaining employees is also a very difficult thing right now.
Right.
You've heard of like the Great Resignation and everything else going on.
Yes, absolutely.
So showing your employees that you care for them and really appreciate what they do. A way to do that is to include them in some of the marketing that you do for your company. Show them, hey, listen, you're a part of this company. We want the rest of the market to also understand that, hey, listen, Joe's been here for 20 years. We appreciate what he does. And then have Joe return that love by letting his friends and also the marketplace understand why he enjoys working for that company. So it's an important tool as well, retention and recruitment.
And by the way, another benefit of being able to do that, to not only advertise for employees to recruit them, but to advertise the great work culture that you have with your company, is that you're showing you're continuing to invest in the company, which gives the worker a sense of security. That
Yes.
the company is here and invested, and they're continuing to grow, and there's going to be upward mobility for me with this company. So those are all important facts to encourage within your workforce, the one you're trying to attract, and as you said, retention, the one you currently have.
Yeah, yes. So by doing that, you're making that employee feel good. You're making them feel loved. You have other people in the market say, "Oh, wow, they really do care about their employees," which I think is important. And you know, now, as it always has been, but certainly now. So. Just I put that out there to businesses to keep that in mind when you are marketing. Is highlight some of the long-term employees that you have now, so other people understand that. Listen, if I'm going to go work there, it's going to be a place I want to stay a long time.
That's fantastic. Now, the other topic that you wanted to bring up today had to deal with the importance of being consistent in your marketing plans, and that you've got some examples to share with people on how they can do that.
So consistency, as I was saying, with recruitment, also marketing your business, whatever you're doing has to be consistent over time.
Right.
So example, this week I had a business that they did a 2-week test campaign, and they didn't see the results that they wanted to over a 2-week campaign.
Right.
We have competitors in that same industry that have been on with us for years and expand and have gone to other markets because they've stayed consistent over time.
Right.
So marketing is something that is not like an overnight thing. People come in and out of your market all the time. So they might not need your service right now.
Right.
But 3 months from now, they might. And you want to be the business that's top of mind when that happens. So if you're starting a business or you're a business owner, having that marketing strategy in place is important. And you want to give it time and consistency. It's the same thing even with our salespeople here. When they start, a lot of times they don't have a lot of business.
Right.
And we tell them, hey, keep going out to businesses, bringing them creative ideas and bringing value, and your business will grow. And then as the months go on, their book of business grows because they're building it.
Right.
And then they get referrals, and it just starts snowballing. It's the same exact thing with business owners. They get the message out. They have a good reason for customers to call them. And then when the time arises that customer needs them, they go to them.
Right. The overnight success theory is a myth.
Right.
It doesn't exist, because if you look at anyone that's successful, it didn't just happen. There was time to build up. Even if we're getting into the world of social media and influencers, that all at once you find somebody who's got 4 million followers and, they're doing great. Yeah, but look how long it took them. They've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, constantly putting out a message, putting out campaigns and thoughts and ideas and content day after day after day. And it built slowly. And as their base grew, so did, their popularity. And then that it becomes an exponential growth. The same thing happens with advertising and marketing, and the fact that we can target things so well for our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a great analogy, especially like with the influencers in social media. And some of you may, I've heard Gary Vaynerchuk talk, and some of his earlier, wine videos, which didn't really have a huge following, and then he stayed consistent over time, and now he's a huge success.
Right.
It's the same exact thing. And it's with anything that you do in life, right? Whether you're exercising, whether it's finance, whether it's marketing, it's the people that stay consistent over time are the ones that have the most success. So it's having that discipline. It's having the wherewithal to kind of withstand ups and downs and peaks and valleys, and then staying true to that plan. the message is very important too. So you got to deliver quality content. So if you're an advertiser marketing yourself, you really do have to give a reason as to why somebody should choose you over other people. And there's a bunch of reasons that they might want to do that. A lot of times it's what offer are you giving them? Like, what's the reason? Service, right? Your reputation means a lot too. People are going to Google you regardless of what industry you're in. People will hear the ad, see a billboard. They're going to Google you.
I know friends that will do that. They'll go right to reviews, and not only do they want to see what your score is, they want to see how many people have reviewed you as well. And they'll judge it without even reading the reviews based on the number and the quality of the review, the number of stars. Oh, they're 4.5 stars, but they've only got 12 reviews. This one's 4 stars, but they've got 1,700 reviews, and that'll make a difference in the way people perceive you. So it's consistency of what you're putting out there and continuing to make sure that if you have good contact with a customer, that they ask for referrals as well. There's all kinds of ways to do that, and that we can help you target that when it comes to the advertising. And as I mentioned earlier, it is on air, it is online, it is social media. There's a number of ways that we can maximize the awareness of you within a marketplace, because with the Great Resignation, a lot of people were starting their own businesses. So there's a lot more competition in the same space.
Yeah, I mean, the competition is fierce in really any category that you look at, whether it's legal, home improvement, you name it. There's a lot of businesses out there, but there are ones that are succeeding, and there are ones that consistently perform well. And we're in that unique position because we're dealing with so many different businesses and industries.
Right.
We see the ones that are winning, and we see the ones that aren't winning. And, there's a common theme with the ones that are winning, and that is the consistent approach to marketing and using the tools that they have to get the word out there.
And within our company, some of the things I've noticed, we share winning ideas all the time. Something that works in another market, we'll take and run with here as well. So we have that depth in our roster too, for ideas and brainstorming and finding new ways to market a product or a business.
Yeah, I mean, really, this show too in itself is a way to open that discussion, right? So one of the things we spoke about last week was opening like questions to people that are listening.
Right.
We would, we're open to have discussions with different business owners as to what their challenge is and brainstorm that openly. We can do that on air. We can do that off air, wherever. That's what we want to do. That's our job. We're a local business, and what our service is helping businesses grow and get revenue, right? That's what we specialize in. So having these conversations and brainstorming is what we love to do. And really, there's no charge for that at all, right? So if we invite somebody on the show and we brainstorm ideas and it can help a bunch of people that are listening, everybody wins. So, we open that invitation up for people that are listening, business owners that want to talk to somebody or maybe have some of their own ideas that they just want to throw against the board. We're here for that.
Yeah, and a great way to reach out to us would be to go to our Money Talk 1010 Facebook page. Just look up Money Talk 1010, post your question there. We watch that all the time. We will either bring that to Jay and myself or one of our other business executives here at Beasley Media Group and have that conversation on the air and or reply to you directly, probably both, so that you know that we're going to talk about it and know when so that you can hear what might be a solution for the dilemma that you're facing. And like you said, that's at no charge. The same thing when we invite people in here to have a conversation, to basically have an interview advertising their business, their product, their service, their charity. I do it every week. It's kind of an open mic for business. So if you want to reach out to me or to Jay Mulligan, our sales manager, you can do that through the Money Talk 1010 website. And we'd love to hear from you so that we can address your solutions here on the radio.
Absolutely.
And those are, so far, all that stuff I've mentioned is free. None of that costs you anything. That is just something that we're trying to do because we do have such a strong business infrastructure at Money Talk 1010 a.m. Jay, is there anything else you want to talk about today on the show?
I mean, that's it for this week. Thank you again for having us on, and we appreciate it.
No, I think it's a great idea, and I'm looking forward to speaking to a lot of the other members here because everybody has a slightly different experience and insight, and love to bring those to our listeners to try to help them have better businesses because, after all, that's what we're here for. We are a part of this community. We want to see it grow in all aspects.